it's a thing that I think the general public misses when it comes to AFL footballers, and that is that their highest income earning capacity happens between the age of basically, I would say on average, 22 and 27, let's say. And yes, there's the, Patrick Dangerfields of the world and the Buddy Franklins who have probably made, tens of millions of dollars over the course of their career because they've played so long and they've been superstars for a long, long time. For most players, the average player is a 3.5 year contract. 2 years of those first 3 years, 3.5 years, sorry, is on a rookie deal that could be anywhere worth from 50 grand up to, my first contract was $69,000 a year. And whilst that is good money for an 18-year-old, and it's certainly not something that I'm saying, woe be me. It's also, at the cost of me basically giving myself a career that can last a lifetime. And my fear is that if you really look across the board, how many players, and this again will sound strange to the general public, how many players come out of the game of AFL football in a worse position than they would have if they didn't follow that path? And there is a significant number. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's not 10% and it's not 90%, but it's somewhere in there, in the middle there. And I think that's why, for me, it was so important at that age that I got to at 23 to go, if I hang on for 2 years and don't have my heart in it, which I didn't anymore, and not to mention, when I do look back, sometimes I'm like, could I have done something different? And I remember that my back was just broken. It was really important at 23 to not hang on, ruin the relationships that I had, because they would have all turned sour if they knew that I was earning all that money and wasn't, giving it my all. Or do I actually go, I want to make sure that the best years of my life aren't at 21? Because that was the very real situation that I could have found myself in. And that's the genuine concern I have for so many ex-AFL footballers is they give themselves no options because they don't have the time to build those options out. And they walk out of AFL football, let's not say, having earned $1 million over 5 years. Fantastic money. Not enough money to last a lifetime. Probably not enough money to last the next 12 to 18 months. And so where do they go from there? They chase football in the bush leagues, or they, do what they've always known. They stay in the system if they're lucky enough. If they're not lucky, they end up, doing construction work because that's the only thing they're qualified for, which breaks their already broken bodies, and the cycle sort of continues. Now, many AFL footballers work it out. I'm not saying they don't, but this is a very real sort of demographic that the AFL and the Players Association need to continue to support because, they gave a lot of their lives to the game. They were custodians of the game for a period, and I think that the game owes them, in some sense, a debt of gratitude to look after them.